Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of Foreclosure Help 777, where we talk about everything foreclosure related. And guys, you know I'm not an attorney, I don't give legal advice, I'm just a pro se homeowner who fought the banks. And if you have any need for any assistance or have any questions, you can always send me an email to foreclosurehelp777@gmail.com and I'll try to help you answer your question. Now, today we're going to give a case update on some people's cases so you guys can see. I know a lot of y'all have been following some of these cases. But first, let's do the Bible verse of the day. Okay, so the Bible verse of the day today is Proverbs 16:3, which says, "Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and He will establish your plans." And I can vouch for God, guys. When I was going through my own foreclosure, He helped me stay in my house. He absolutely did. And He'll do the same for you if you trust in Him, just so you know. So let's go over some cases and their status in the docket so you guys can see where everybody's at. Okay, so the first case we're going to look at is Alita Chapman's case. She's out of Texas. This is her case number. You can look it up if you want to. And she's in Fort Bend, Texas. You can see that she filed a petition for a TRO, temporary restraining order, here in July of 2025. And you can see right here what's happening through the docket history. She served them, looky here, on August 12, 2025, they removed it to federal court. And you know what, they do that to try to get it dismissed in federal court. So what does she do? She asked for it to be remanded. And look, it got remanded on February 20th of 2026. So it took that long, from August until February, for them to remand it back. But it did get remanded back. And even better, she actually got her injunction. So she got her injunction, and now they had to file an answer. She had her temporary injunction hearing. They gave her an injunction until the actual trial. And you can see, if you go down here, you'll see she got a bench trial set for 9 a.m. on April 6th of 2027. So that's where we are with Alita Chapman's case. She has not lost by a long shot. And she also has a case right here. They tried to evict her from her property, you see. That's why she filed the TRO. And the eviction case is right above it if you want to look at that one. And you'll see what happened. Nothing is happening with her eviction case. You'll see here, they tried to reinstate it on 9/4/2025, right? But no, it didn't work. So it's still sitting. And they really can't do anything in the evictions court because of her injunction and the other. It's actually a higher court that she has her other case in right here. The case number 25 DCV 332682. Alita Renee Chapman versus U.S. Bank Trust National Association as trustee for RCF2 Acquisition Trust. Okay, let's go on to the next person. The Winslows from Colorado. If you go to the Colorado Pacer, this is the case number. Winslow versus OCNBC. As you can see, the date of the last filing was actually today, 7/24/26. They have kind of a long case history. If you see, they filed a complaint November 26th of 2024. They actually had a scheduled foreclosure sale around Christmas of 2024. So they filed this complaint to stop that foreclosure sale, and it did work. They didn't get their sale. So, as you can see, if you look through their docket history here, you'll see that there's been some orders and then notices, just your basic stuff in federal court. And then they filed a motion to dismiss and a memorandum to go with it. Then they filed an opposition to their motion to dismiss. And then the other side filed a reply motion. Then there was an order to amend the complaint, which they did here, 3/6/2025. And then the other side asked for a motion for leave to file a response to that. And of course, the court always gives them, when they ask for leave, they always give it to them. Another motion to dismiss. Now, they did not get their motion to dismiss. Their quiet title action survived, and basically he's going to go on to trial. Then they went on to serve them with discovery. The judge recused himself. Got a new magistrate judge. Report and recommendation. And then the Winslows filed a motion for summary judgment with memorandum. The other side opposed it. There's a status conference. Another report and recommendation, scheduling order. Response. Then they had a discovery hearing. And then the other side filed a motion for summary judgment on the 17th of this month. And then the other side filed, or the Winslows filed their response to that motion for summary judgment and memorandum of law, and also asked for additional discovery, which they're going to go to court for. They have a hearing for more discovery. So their case is still going on, no matter what. Again, you know, they fought long and hard, and everybody needs to pray for them so that they succeed. Okay, we're going to give a status update for William Carrington because he's been in the fight a long time as well. And he's in Eastern District of New York. His case number is 124CV07575, Carrington versus PHH Mortgage Corporation. He filed his complaint on October 31st, 2024. The other side filed a motion to dismiss. He filed an amended complaint, I know that. And then the other side filed another motion to dismiss. And then they had a pre-motion conference. They filed a response to the motion. And then, as you can see, the complaint was amended January 2025. And then the other side filed their notice of appearance. I think they changed attorneys. Motion to disqualify counsel because there was a possible conflict of interest here. And then you can see here, pro se consent for electronic notification, corporate disclosure statements. Now, as you can see down here, the last thing was they filed a motion to dismiss. And Carrington filed a response to that, but it was bundled, so you won't see it here. But he did file his response, and we're waiting. We're waiting a year. Today is a year for us to wait for this. So Carrington's going to file a letter to the judge asking them if they forgot about him, which you never know. They may have forgotten about this case. Okay, so the next person we're going to look at is Tammy Lord versus U.S. Bank National Association. She's out of New Hampshire, and her case number is 126CV00167. And as you can see, this is kind of a new case. This is her second lawsuit against them. She non-suited her first case because it wasn't going the way she wanted it to. So she figured rather than get a final judgment on her old case, she withdrew it and filed a new case. And that's what we're looking at here. Now, she did it in state court, and they removed it to federal court. That's what this is. It says notice of removal, new case. And she filed a motion to remand it back. The other side filed an answer to the complaint. They had their pretrial conference, memorandum in opposition to motion, reply to objection to motion, response to motion, motion to strike, discovery plan, order on motion to strike, pretrial conference, order on discovery plan, response, clerk's notice, filing date, diversity citizenship. These are standard things you have to do in federal court, disclosures and stuff. Trial notice, report and recommendation, an objection to report and recommendation. I think that they did file an order on the motion to remand and denied her motion to remand, saying that they do have federal jurisdiction. And then a survey reply to the reply was also filed. So we're just waiting for what's going to happen after that in her case. But the other side did file a motion for judgment on the pleadings. They want this case done. And I don't know. I don't think it's going anywhere. We also need to pray for Tammy, because the odds are always against us and for the banks, it seems like. Okay, and the next case we're going to look at is Lisa Spangler versus U.S. Bank National Association as trustee on behalf of the Bear Stearns Asset-Backed Securities Trust, 2005-2. Her case is in Virginia, and the case number is 726CV00369. She filed her case, and this is a new case as well. She filed it in state court, a TRO, kind of like Alita Chapman, and they moved it to federal court, which is where it is right now. As of 5/4/26, it's been removed. It did stop the sale, though. Although the sale is still on for next month, I believe in August, it's still there. As you can see here, it's just standard stuff here. She filed a motion to remand on 5/11/26. Now, the judge has not ruled on this yet. I don't believe. Let me see. No. Notice of appearance. They're just trying to file extensions and stuff. So basically, at this point, they filed a motion to dismiss. The judge hasn't decided on the motion to remand, but you can't, if they file a motion to dismiss, you still have to address that. So she did. She filed her opposition and reply, and we're just waiting for that. And as of June 24th, the judge hasn't really done anything. So she's in the waiting game right now in this case. Okay, the last case we're going to look at is Christian Kersh versus Deutsche Bank National Trust Company and PHH Mortgage Company. This is in Pennsylvania, and the case number is 226CV01345, Western PA. Okay, so here we have the complaint he filed June 22nd, 2026. That was last month. So he just filed his federal complaint. He also has a foreclosure complaint against him in state court. But since there's no final judgment yet in the state court, he can file a complaint in federal court, and the Rooker-Feldman does not apply. So there's a lot of things he's got against them that he wants definitely the court to look at. A lot of federal things that they are breaking the law. So as you can see here, the summons was returned executed on July 9th. The other side, Deutsche Bank filed a motion to extend time to answer the complaint. The judge allowed them to answer it. Then the other side, PHH Mortgage, filed a notice of appearance and a motion to dismiss on the same day, and a brief in support of their motion to dismiss. All right, and then it's not on here yet, but he did file an opposition to their motion to dismiss. So that'll be the next thing that you will see. And he did not select to have a magistrate judge. He selected to have a federal court judge, district judge. Magistrate judges you don't want to have if you're pro se. The other side wanted a magistrate judge, but if only one person doesn't want a magistrate judge, then they don't get a magistrate judge. So just so you know. Okay, guys, that does it for today. Everyone's case. I wanted to give y'all a quick update on everybody's case. Everybody's still in their house, and they're just fighting with everything they've got. And everybody, we need to pray for everyone so that they stay in their house and they actually prevail and win. And I hope everyone has a blessed day.